Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Miss Keisha Nicole, and yes, it has been a long time. I know, since I have recorded anything, talked to you guys about anything, it has been probably 4 months. I'm not gonna lie, like I have not updated you guys at all in about 4 months. Today is it's September the 29th. Hopefully I'll get this loaded right up after I get done just updating you guys on what's going on with me. First, let me apologize for not updating you guys at all in the last couple of months. Some people reached out, and I'm sorry, you guys, I do not remember the names because I did not write them down. But two people reached out on one of my previous videos and just wanted to check on me and see if I was okay. And I let them know that I would be uploading a new video this coming week. So here I am doing the video and talking to you guys, updating you guys on what's going on with me. They were genuinely concerned. They like asked, was I okay? What was going on? Did I have any updates? And I thoroughly appreciate that. I honestly do. So much has happened since the last time I talked to you guys, and it's probably going to take 20 minutes for me to just get through it all. I'm going to update you on some life stuff first, and then we're going to go to school. Yes, I'm still in school, so don't think that I'm not in school. I am still in school. But I'm going to update you guys on some life stuff. Maybe a little bit of school sprinkled in with the life stuff. First, I'm going to say that the last time I talked to you guys, I was finishing up, what was that, Term 5. I was finishing up Term 5, which was Med-Surg 1, English Comp 1, and Pharmacology. I hope, I don't even remember if I updated you guys on that or not, but I passed both those classes. I passed Pharm with an A, I passed English Comp 1 with an A, and then I passed Med-Surg 1 with a C. So I made it through that term. Everything was great and went on to the next term. Term 5. I have no videos loaded of Term 5. And today I'm actually, well, yesterday started my Term 6. So I didn't update you guys at all during Term 5. And the reason for that is Term 5, excuse my language, it kicked my ass. Like, yeah. I always say, it seemed like every time I'm going to the next term, I'd be like, oh, this is the hardest term ever. And I said that about Term 5. But Term 5 really did. It took everything I had in me. Everything I had in me for multiple reasons. Not just because of the content in the class, but things that I had going on in my personal life. Term 5 took everything I had, and I almost did not return for my Term 6. That's how Term 5 had your girl. Like, I felt like I needed a break. I did not take the break. I started my Term 6 yesterday, but I'm going to go ahead and update you on some things that happened in my life, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about my Term 5. I will say this, though. Term 5 consisted of me taking Med-Surg 2, English Comp 2, and microbiology. Med-Surg 2 came with the lecture, lab, and clinical, and we did get to go to a clinical site. Lecture was online and lab was at the school. English Comp online, and then medical microbiology was online for lab and lecture. They literally had us growing bacteria in our home, something your girl did not like. Even though I know that there are microbes and all these things in my house, swabbing things and putting them on a petri dish and letting them grow for 2 days really was just not something that I was into. I was grossed out by the whole process of growing germs in my home and knowing that that stuff grew from things that was already in my home. So then had me in here looking crazy like a nutcase, cleaning everything with bleach. So yeah, I did not enjoy my medical microbiology. But let me get right on into this and tell you guys everything that happened while we haven't been here. So you guys know that since school started, I had a lot of trouble with different cars. Yes, you guys, another car situation. So I think, what was I, like when I first started, I had my Equinox, my engine blew. Then I got my my little Ford, and it was leaking oil. Yeah, so those were the first two cars. And then in December, my family and friends came together, gave me the down payment for my Jeep. And I loved my Jeep Patriot, you guys. Like, I had no issues with my Jeep Patriot. None at all. Let me preface this by saying that I started a business. I think I like hinted to the fact that I started a business, but I didn't really go into depth. I'm I have I'm I like seafood boils. I love seafood boils. In my travels to different places, I tried seafood boils from all over. When I was in Chicago, I got them. When I was down in Houston, I got one. When I was in Daytona, anytime I was in the DMV area, for those of you who don't know, that's DC, Maryland, Virginia. Go down to the wharf, get you some seafood, get you a boil. I love seafood boils. So I've always been working on trying to perfect them. I finally got it perfected back in April to my liking. My best friend's birthday was in April. I told her that I would give her a boil for her birthday because she loves seafood. And she had never had mine, and I had been cooking them for years. So I gave it to her with my sauce that I make. And she was like, why aren't you selling these? And my friend is like the pickiest person I know. So she said, you should be selling these. I started selling them. And it kind of took off. So I was making good money. I was only working one job, which was my PRN job. And I was making good money selling my seafood boils because my friend said you could sell these. So that's prefacing what I'm getting ready to tell you that happened to the Jeep. So on August the 9th, on August the 8th, I had a seafood boil, relatively successful. Usually when I cook in my mom's home. And just so y'all know, I am an LLC, and me and my cousins are working towards getting a food truck. So normally when I cook at my mom's home because she has a bigger house. And, you know, that's what I did. So on Saturday, August the 8th, I cooked in my mom's home. Everything was great. I made a decent profit. Not much as I have made in the past, but I made a profit. That next morning, Sunday, I woke up, and I never cook in my home, but I have a lot of people who live in my area who want my food, but they don't want to travel to where my mom lives because she lives about 15-20 minutes away. So I got up and I was like, okay, I'm going to make a seafood boil today. So me and my son went to the store, did everything we needed to do, get prepped. I had probably about $400 in orders at that point. On our way home from the store to get started to cook, I was hit by someone. Almost head on, but not quite head on, but head on. So I had an accident in the Jeep Patriot on our way home. I had to return all the money that was sent to me. My car was totaled. That's right, you guys. The Patriot was totaled. Now, with that being said, in our accident, me and my son, we were fine. I was injured. My back hurt. My son was fine, which was, well, thankfully, because I walked away and the other party walked away. And I'm thankful that he walked away because his car, he had a car and I had a SUV. And it looked like he hit an SUV. Here's where it gets crazy. He had no insurance. He had no license. So I had an accident with an uninsured, unlicensed motorist. He was given a ticket because he was at fault. He did try to lie and said that I crossed over the double yellow lines. The police were like, she did not. All of the debris, all of the fluids, everything is on her side of the road. Sir, no, she didn't. And then witnesses are saying that she did not, that you were where you weren't supposed to be. Initially when we had the accident, I got the car and my car was dented up, but I thought it was drivable. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going through my insurance. I'm just going to drive it like this. This is what I'm thinking to myself. And then I look down and all of my fluids are on the ground. All of them. So I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe I'm not driving away from this. Come to find out, like, the car was not drivable. My son's grandmother did not live far from where my accident was, and she came and got us, you know, just genuinely concerned about her grandson and me. And while they were cleaning out the car and I was talking to the police, we had no idea. I went to get my keys out of the car because it was getting towed, and the car was still on and it was still in drive, but it was not moving because it wasn't movable because all of my fluids and everything was on the ground. It was towed, and then about 5 days later, I was told that my Jeep was totaled. The Jeep was worth about $4,200, which I only owed like $3,000 on it. So they paid the Jeep off. My deductible was $1,000, so I did not get any money because it was less a deductible. So yeah, my Jeep was totaled. I was able to secure another vehicle within the next couple of days. My mom and a couple of family members and friends rallied around me again, gave me some money, and I was able to get another car, thankfully. So yeah, I got another car, and school continued on. Then the following week after that, my mom had a heart attack. And then the week after that, my niece was hospitalized. They are both doing well. They're doing extremely well. My mom is home. She's doing well. She's doing therapy. So, and I'm just thankful for that. But this past term, term 5, August and September have not been kind to you, girl. They have not. It has not been kind to me. But here I am pressing on. Let's get into talking about what happened as far as for my classes for term 5. So in term 5, like I said, I was in Med-Surg 2, which had a clinical lab and lecture, and then I was in English Comp 2, just online class, and then I also had medical microbiology, which had a lab and a lecture. I'm not going to lie to you, I got a B in microbiology, and I got a B in English Comp. I've never gotten anything really less than an A in English Comp, but like I said, Med-Surg 2 took everything I had. I gave less to English Comp and microbiology to give everything that I had to Med-Surg 2. And when I tell you guys I gave everything I had to Med-Surg 2, I gave everything I had to Med-Surg 2. So our first test in Med-Surg 2, I got a 75, which at my school, that's an F. Anything less than a 78 or a 77.5 is an F. So I had to reevaluate how I was studying. Again, this is nothing new. I do this every term where the first test I'm not as, I don't study how I'm supposed to. I don't know what it is. And I always don't seem to do well on the first or the second test. So I revamped the whole way I studied after that, because the first 2 tests were over the cardiovascular system, something that I have been around. My mom had her first heart attack when I was a senior in high school, so I have been around the cardiovascular system, going to cardiology appointments. I've been around the heart for many years. My mom has had a couple of heart attacks, actually, well, a couple of non-STEMIs. She's had a couple of stents put in, so I've been around it. And the fact that I didn't do well on the first test really did something to me. So I made sure I studied some more for that second test. And I got an A on my second test. And after that, it was like full steam ahead. I don't think I got less than a 83 on any test after the first test of failing it. And I got an A on multiple tests in that class. I mean, I studied my butt off for Med-Surg 2. I really did. And I ended up passing Med-Surg 2 with a 95. That's the highest grade I've had in a nursing course since I've been in school. I have never gotten a 95. I haven't gotten an A since the beginning of me getting into school, taking that really basic nursing course. It was almost like the STNA or CNA course, but more in depth. I didn't get that. I got a B in fundamentals. I got a C in Med-Surg 2, and then I got a C in Med-Surg 1, and then I got an A in Med-Surg 2. But I worked really hard for that A. I studied really hard for that A. Med-Surg 2 is no joke. It's not. You have to study. I mean, unless you're one of those people who just pick up on stuff and you remember it, then kudos to you. But I really had to put in hours, 2 to 3 days of studying and reading. I had to read, study, listen to the lectures, and then when we would meet for class, I would ask a couple of questions here and there to make sure that I really understood the content so that I could pass the test. Usually I would be up early in the morning and take my test before we even had our lecture. I never did that with Med-Surg 2. Maybe the first test that I failed. After that, no. I didn't take my test until the evening time after we had lecture and we asked questions with our instructor to make sure that I was understanding what I was reading. But so yeah, I had to stay organized And I really studied med surg too. Like, I really had to study that to make sure that I understood the content. Um, and I got an A. And I'm so proud of my A. I had an A in that, and I had a high B in medical microbiology, and I had a high B in English. My B in English could have been an A. That's how close I was to an A. But I was okay with my B. Honestly, I would have been okay with a B in med surg too, to be honest with you guys, because the content is just that hard. And I had got to the point now in the program where I'm moving along to where I'm just trying to get through. Like, they say C's get degrees, and I'm okay with that. I'm proud of my A, but I'm just trying to get through at this point and make sure I know the content, because it's not getting any easier. It is not. So this term that just started yesterday, I am in maternal newborn health of nursing. So basically, I'm in OB with newborns. We are also taking mental health this term. I have Psych 101, and I have rhetorical persuasion. And if you've never watched my videos before, then you may not know this, but I go to a for-profit where my gen eds are built into the program. So that's why I have rhetorical persuasion and Psych 101 along with my 2 nursing courses. OB has a lab, lecture, and a clinical. Mental health has a lecture and a clinical. And then my other 2 classes are just online gen eds. And we are doing pretty much everything online except for clinicals right now. My OB lab is online, but I think we have to go to the school like once or twice for STEM lab. I'm not certain. A lot hasn't been explained to us because things just keep changing. And, you know, with nursing school in general, you have to roll with the punches and just deal with what's coming along with this. And then you add to it COVID and the fact that we are doing online school. It's always something new. It's always ever changing. So I really don't know like how that's going to go. I would try to do a better job of updating you guys this term, and I'm in my term 6, but I don't want to make any promises like I'm going to record every week because I really don't know. From my understanding today, when we had our class, our OB class online, when she talked about the fact that some weeks we will have a quiz and an exam that same day. So I don't really know how my studying going to be. Like, next week we have a quiz, and then we're going to be going over the next chapter, and she wants the chapters read before you start the class, which a lot of teachers say that, and I've never done that before, but this instructor doesn't seem to be playing with us, so it seems like I'm going to have to make sure that I have looked over and read the chapters before we do our Zoom class. But I will try to update you guys at least once during this term. I'm going to really try hard for that because I don't want anyone who's really interested on knowing what's going on with me to feel like what happened to her. So I'm going to try to make sure that I at least update you guys by midterm. That's all I have for now. I actually need to get going to look at some more classes because I think my lab is coming up. But I wanted to just update you guys quickly on what's going on with me and let you know what happened with my last 2 terms, that I did make it out of Med Surg 1 and your girl made it out of Med Surg 2. And I'm okay. I mean, a lot happened in that time that I haven't talked to you guys, but I'm okay and I'm still in school. I appreciate everyone who has been following me, who wants to know what's going on with me. Very appreciative of you guys. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm Miss Keisha Nicole. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Thank you.